I got a lot of shine.
Welcome to episode 548 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn, Mr. Primo, aka Prime, Tim Kincaid, and Tim Armstrong in the building. And today we are talking mock draft Monday. We're trying to get everybody's head wrapped around the right prospects and kind of narrow down the targets. We obviously know that not everybody knows what every prospect is at this point. Only the draft crazies and nerds out there, but I might be a nerd, but still working through this list as we go. So there's a lot of I think after we get done with this process, this will help narrow down where we're at. I feel like once we get through this process, you'll kind of understand. I'm kind of giving you a glimpse into how I narrow down these prospects. I'm giving you secrets, man. Giving you secrets. But before we move on to the mock draft Monday, we got some news today about one of the OG legendary Eagle players and a player near and dear to our heart. Shout out to the Slay family. And Darius Slay, man, announced his retirement. I thought it was a very classy post that he had. I think he's a player that, collectively, I'm not going to speak for all of us, but all of us will have it to say. But I think he assimilated into the culture very fast. Got a Super Bowl here. This is our last tailgate. What an epic last tailgate of the season. And just to know that Darius Slay spent it with us, sent him off right. What a great tailgate. But he obviously didn't get the win. But that wasn't our doing. But shout out to Darius Slay and his retirement, man. A great Eagles legend. Ev, how are you feeling, my guy?
Hey, man. I want to first of all just shout out Darius Slay. Obviously, he was a huge contributor in us winning our second Super Bowl. Without him, we honestly wouldn't have been able to pull off that feat. So that's huge. He was also just a solid, reliable cornerback for us for over the more than half a decade. So to have a surefire thing in the one of the toughest positions in all of football, it was an awesome thing to have. And then you throw in on top of that just his family, being able to how down to earth him and Jen were, and willing to come to tailgates, bring some banana pudding for everybody. They're really just solid people. So was really happy to be able to create a relationship with them, and very happy that he's walking away from the football field with all of his brains and all of his limbs intact. It's a brutal game, but now he gets to he gets to lay back in his riches as a retired man. So good for him. He went out. He is a Super Bowl champion forever an Eagle. And so thank you to the Slays, and best of luck in the next chapter.
Yeah, for sure. It was big ups to Slay and his family. I remember when we first picked up Slay from the Detroit Lions, the trade, and I was excited. The guy was a monster in that position, and being able to steal him from the Lions the way we did was good. And he came at the right time. Then, as years went on, it became a love-hate relationship. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was just like it was upsetting at times. Like he just didn't know what Darius you were going to go ahead and get. But you know what? He's the one on the field. He's the one who's putting the body on the line. So, as a fan looking inside from outside the box, like, what is he really going through? Is his body like up? Is it at 100%? We never knew. He was, like I said, he was the one that was really going through all the pain and suffering. But he played his ass off when we needed him to, and that's where I gotta say, like, I give him all the respect in the world for the way he went out. And then, of course, the way he showed up at our last tailgate of the season last year, it was real cool. It was definitely a surprise. And, I'm glad he got to see the atmosphere that he felt comfortable having his wife attend so much because you know what I mean when Jennifer was around with the family and her entourage, they were always taken care of by us. So I'm glad he got to experience it and got to see what we were truly about, and you know what better way to go out. I love the fact that you know he definitely didn't want to go on with any other team except for us. That if it wasn't us, he was gonna you know pretty much call it quits. And looks like that was the case, and he made the decision today, and I respect that. And you know, like Evan said, man, forever an Eagle. So you know, I mean, congratulations. You know, good luck on your future and whatever you decide to go ahead and do, and many blessings to you and your family and a beautiful family that you have. You know, I mean, I hope you guys all take care of each other.
Yeah, congratulations to Slay and his family. Shout out to Jennifer Slay. I'll never forget when I first met her. I met her in Houston. I walked by her and I was like, "Hey," and I don't know, if she knew who I was. I guess I stuck out because I had the chain on. And she gave me a high five, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then after that, it was just always love from the Slay and Jennifer Slay and the Slay family, and then her entourage. That dude put it on the line for us. I will never forget the game that stands out to me. It was the Vikings game opening. I think it was the opening. I think it was the Vikings Eagles, and he was possessed. He was running routes for Jay Jettis. He should have had like 6 interceptions. He had like ended up with 2, but that year, man, that was the year we lost the Super Bowl. But he was lights out that year. He had an up and down year. The last year he was here as Eagle, but he still balled out. He was a main contributor to that team, like Evan said, and he remained the Eagle. He'll always be an Eagle. And then kudos to him and his team for the video. That's super dope. Mississippi State, shout out.
I mean, I can't say much more that you guys have already said. The only thing that I felt that is he always did it the right way when he wore Eagles uniform, and we're not the easiest fan base to get along with. We tell you how we feel at all times, but I always felt whether he completely disagreed or agreed with it, he kind of put his head down and went to work and did what he was supposed to do. You know what I mean? For a guy in his position, it's very hard to keep your mouth shut all the time, as we see with players in the past, and we will see with players in the future. But while he was on our roster, he showed up, did his job. The fans respected him for it. When he was gone, we wish we had him back. There were certain points where when he was with us, we wish he was gone. So that's the type of fan base that he understood he was dealing with, but he still did everything he had to on the field for us. His family showed up numerous times at the tailgate, which is awesome and was a huge point for the fan base being able to come see them, then interact with them and see them in person. So respect to him. Glad that he was at Devin's point, hanging up while he's still in good health, and wish him and his family all the luck moving forward, all the best moving forward.
So this podcast will be in dedication to Slay. It's not Darius.
Way
It's
to
Slay. And
save
then-
yourself there. I just want to throw one more thing out there before we move off the Darius thing. I'm glad that there was some crossover in time between, like, a passing of the torch from Darius Slay, him having all the wisdom that he has had in this league, and being able to teach up young cornerbacks like Quinyon and like Coop, just so that they can, bend his ear a little bit. Just about techniques and different things like that. To have that sort of crossover in time, I think is going to be extremely beneficial for both of their careers.
I'm talking about Quinyon Mitchell, that interview that I had with him at the Senior Bowl that the NFL took and put it on their socials, talking about who he modeled his game after, and just talking to him about, like, what are the chances that you get to play with Slay, and then it happens, and then just to see how Coop and Quinyon got to develop underneath Slay. I mean, he's been a big leader to the group. Also, comedic relief as well. But greetings and salutations to everybody. If you're late, and you didn't hear the first part of the pod, we are going to talk through the draft targets and who we can eliminate and take off our board, to make it easier for you to understand where we go. and you can see it for yourself.
Mhm.
We got a little Google Doc for you. We got a little homework assignment. This is part 1 of the assignment, and then at the end of the pod, we will do a mock draft based off of our notes.
Let's
We'll be
go,
using
Primo.
Dane Brugler's top 100. Obviously, Daniel Jeremiah, Brugler. There's a whole bunch of other draft guys out there, but tonight we'll be using Dane Brugler's top 100 to guide us through. And then we could talk it through. If you figure out you want to go somewhere else, we could talk amongst ourselves.
Be democratic.
Armstrong wants to get on a table and break it, and for his said player Jennings Dunker in the second, we might allow it. But this is what we're doing. We already got Will talking about trading up for Dylan Thieneman. Perk already said Sadiq's gone. Okay, so we'll talk through it. So it's gonna be fun, I think. Ev, are you ready to? Did you have a medical list?
Yeah. List? I got everyone's chart pulled up on another page. We're all good to go.
So this should be an easy one. You know, obviously, if you're looking at the quarterbacks here, we don't need a quarterback.
You could just read all those out.
You can get a developmental quarterback maybe after the third, but we do have Tanner McKee in the building, so he's still on the team. So
if it was up to me, I'm waiting at least until the 5th round, just because I'd value getting picks in the first 4. But that's me.
So we already took Fernando Mendoza, who will probably go first overall. Ty Simpson, Garrett Nussmeier. Moving on to the running backs, and if you look at a running back room, stacked. It's a pretty stacked room. I mean, do you guys collectively want to add to our running back group? And are you looking at Shipley as a guy that you want to bring in someone to compete with? We all know how you guys feel about Tank. We know how you guys feel about Saquon. Do we add a running back into this group? And this is the top 100. We're talking about draft prospects.
I mean, you definitely want to go ahead and bring somebody in to go ahead and compete against Shipley, because you want to go ahead and get the best out of Shipley, especially this being his 3rd year. And then being in the position that he's in, being our 3rd back. I don't know if possibly going here at this early for a running back would be the key thing for that. I mean, I think you could go ahead and maybe go in the later rounds, or, even outside of the draft. And of course, we're talking about maybe picking somebody up, but I don't know. I mean, me personally, I don't think a running back is the ideal, at least here in the early rounds. There's other ways that we could go ahead and bring somebody in to go ahead and compete against them.
Anyone want to add to that, Tim?
I don't.
Go ahead, Tim.
Oh.
No, go ahead, bud.
Me personally, I think you should add another body. Not in the first 3 rounds or anything like that. Definitely like later rounds, like Primo said. But iron sharpens iron, so we definitely need that. I'm not gonna poo-poo on Shipley. I just didn't think he had a typical year like he did last year. That I thought he was going to be able to be that guy, to be that running back and make an impact, and he didn't show that enough for me to this past year. So definitely add another running back.
I'm kind of looking at it the same way, thinking about how we acquired Kenny Gainwell through the draft, and thinking about how we had him for a few years. We tried to make him, the lead guy. The 1 year didn't end up working out, but then you let him go to Pittsburgh, and he has his best season in his career so far. And that was near like 4 or 5 of development. So I want to bring in someone on day 3. I think that you don't use it in the first 3 rounds for sure. I kind of am thinking of more along Primo's timeline, where probably around 6, 7, or even undrafted. just because I don't think it's an immediate need. But if you could bring someone in to compete, and running back is one of those positions where you can find somebody deep in the draft. If you're just looking for, a specific type of running back, and who knows, and they might come in here and blow Shipley out of the water, and he loses his spot. But at the end of the day, no one's touching Saquon. No one's probably getting close to what Tank is going to provide unless you were to draft someone in the first 2 days. So I'm not too worried about the running back position. I think that we can look beyond this top 100 for running back.
Oh, look at that. So Dane Brugler has Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, electric. Was watching a lot of him the last couple of weeks. He's got juice. Jadarian Price, he's got a second-round grade. Again, with all the backs, the stables that we have, the backs in our stable, I think we don't need a running back in the second round. Emmett Johnson from Nebraska, he's a third-round selection. Again, I think we're solid on solid ground. So, looking at the running backs, we are crossing them off. Okay, we removed 2 guys that potentially
2 positions
first round. Okay, a quarterback, another running back in the second round. So we're working our way down. Now, this is pretty interesting as you look at Dane Brugler's top 100. He's got 17 wide receivers in the top 100. The top 100 is the first 3 rounds. Okay, we're letting Dane Brugler land the plane for us in rounds 1, 2, and 3, and kind of like. But if you think about it, our wide receiver group, I'll leave it up to you guys. The wide receivers are on a roster currently. AJ Brown. It's a swirl of news and media. A helicopter flying over his house right now, trying to figure out. Diana Rossini is probably flying the helicopter. You have Devontae Smith, who is a god in our book. We have Darius Cooper, who, if he doesn't celebrate on that last play by the goal line, we probably have the 2 seed. He's back. We have Johnny Wilson coming back from injury, and after that, it's pretty much free game. There's some. Might be a couple practice squad guys in there if I'm missing any, but who do you want? Does it make sense to draft a wide receiver in the first round? And if so, who are you looking at?
First round would be a surprise to me, but at the same time, Howie likes to make splashes, and this is a splash that would, if his guy falls to him, makes sense to me. I think that Tate, Tyson, and probably even Lemon are all going to be off the board by the time the Eagles are picking. If it's a more traditional draft and not a Quinyon Mitchell draft where it's just all bets are off. But any of those next 3 guys there, Prime Son, Denzel Boston, or Omar Cooper Jr., I think could, be raising some eyebrows as far as if Howie wants to take a swing on a first-round wide receiver. I only think that ends up happening if a move happens with AJ. I don't think a move with AJ is likely, but like I said, this is Howie Roseman's time to shine. He knows that this is his time, and he likes to take advantage of it. You never know which way he's going to go.
Anyone else got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, besides, the last name being, the same as mine, I mean, and being labeled as my son, I mean, like, all jokes aside, like, I paid attention. I'm going to give a quick story on this one. Like, I paid attention to this kid because my daughter, my 7-year-old, brought it to my attention. And that was, the fact that she came and she was like, hey, Dad, there's somebody with our last name on the football team, and we were watching. Me and my wife were just watching the Miami Hurricanes game. I forgot who they were playing at the time, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, nobody on the Hurricanes has got my last name. Where did she see that? So when I finally got to see some ESPN highlights that day, I see this kid, and like, first time I ever seen my last name on a football jerseys besides my own personal jerseys that I make, and it was cool. And then I started watching highlights, and I've been following this kid ever since. And I gotta say, he's got some shit to him, man. Like, he's really nice with his routes. And then, reading more and more into him, ACC Rookie of the Year. I mean, like, the name was just, it's crazy. It felt good hearing the last name being pronounced, you know what I mean? But I just never heard of this kid, like, never heard anything about him. And then I was following a lot of the Texas A&M games after, it was brought to my attention. Anyway, long story short, I think this kid is very talented, and the fact that the first three ahead of him, I do see them going as well. It's like Evan said, if this kid falls into that spot where it's on Howie's board, why not? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I think we can afford to go after a target like that first round and then really focus on our other positional players in the second, third, the next couple of rounds after that. So if this was to happen, and again, like mentioned, based off of the AJ, which I'm still keeping an open mind about, like, this is my fourth straight episode where I'm telling you, like, it's already in the back of my mind. If it happens, it happens. If he dies, he dies. Like, that's still my attitude about it. So, yeah, I'm if this was to happen, man, that would be some real cool ass shit to actually have the last name on the Philadelphia Eagles jerseys. Real talk.
I wanted to add the other wide receivers that are still on the roster on the website. We have Britton Covey, Danny Gray, and Quez Watkins.
We running it back with Covey again, Gail? Makes sense, right? As a punt returner, kick returner.
Yeah, but if you can get another guy in here, wide receiver, I mean, Concepcion, like, say if you did get Concepcion, which, I just don't really want to. I'm still sticking to trench warfare, potentially. I'd really like if they would draft some trenches, even though weapons are sexy. And again, I know some people in the chat are asking to do it based on no AJ, but we have to do it based on he's still here. So we're gonna go. We could talk the theories. If he's not here, then I think this does play into our thoughts. So I do think
AJ is here, what plays
into what plays into Mr. Saunders' thoughts?
Oh, if we do go wide receiver here?
Yeah. No. Like, what do you? Yeah, I guess what do we really hear from you if AJ is to be moved?
Well, then it means you have to pay attention. I think if you look at Omar Cooper, he's the first guy that has a team visit with the team. So obviously, being a part of the national championship team, a guy who's strong at the catch point. He's not a blazer, but he's fast enough. But I think you're gonna have to look for a bigger bodied target. You look at the way our wide receivers are built. There's not too many. I mean, Johnny Wilson's big, but is he? He's not that guy yet.
Denzel Boston, though.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of guys that you're looking at. Like, that's why KC Concepcion is a little bit smaller. So I think he's a yak guy, and he plays special teams as well. Denzel, Omar, again, those are all based off Brugler's first round grades. Jeremy Bernard, I like too, but
does it play another factor if, let's just say, that rumor that's been going on for the past day and a half now, if we were to trade AJ for a similar big body, coming back in here, is the size going to play a differential on this thing again? Like, are you?
I would think I would like to get a big body target. I think you have to. I think you got to. You need a big body in here that can actually play. So I've been watching. I was watching Denzel Boston today. I watched Omar Cooper, KC Concepcion. I watched Mekhi Lemon. He's got some interesting interviews. Strong at the catch point, play the power slot role. I think he might go ahead of where we're at. But Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, if he does, he's got injury history. He's been injured almost. He's had injuries that he's had to play through. didn't perform at the combine due to injury, so he's not having the best. He's not having the best draft season. So it'll be interesting. I mean, we'll get to the position, but Dub 3653 says, "I'm just here to push the narrative on y'all to talk about Manuel McNeil Warren when y'all get to the safety draft pool." Okay, I'm ready for it. So if we want to start crossing names off or keep these guys open, who would you guys want to cross off this list? Any names? If you want to keep Concepcion around, we can keep him around. He's go ahead.
I was going to say I would keep those three because I think that if AJ goes, first round wide receivers on the table, and I think it would be one of those three. After that, I'm not sure. Once we get into second and third,
I mean, we could keep all these. We obviously can keep all these guys in play. So we have Malachi. We have after Omar Cooper, we have Jeremy Bernard. He's like a do-it-all, jack of all trades, kind of like yak guy. Also, over the middle, he's got some juice. We got Chris Brazil, Malachi Fields, also a big body target. Chris Bell, another big body target. We got Antonio Williams, Ted Hurst, a big body target with juice. Elijah Surratt, strong at the catch point. Doesn't really have the crazy separation game. I don't think he's not a burner, but he's a solid target. Brendan Thompson, Mississippi State. Zachariah Branch, both third rounds, and Reggie Virgil, speedster from Texas Tech. And then Trey Lance's brother. Hopefully he doesn't have his hairline. Bryce Lance from North Dakota State. I can say it because I'm bald. Join the gang. Join the gang. So we'll keep all
Bryce
these guys.
Lance.
We'll keep all these guys on the list for now. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Moving right along to the tight ends. Dallas Goedert's back.
Hey.
All right. I'm not even looking at you guys, just looking at the list, but I feel like collectively we're all excited about Dallas Goedert back. Anyone want to make some comments on Dallas Goedert?
No comment. I mean, very happy that
It was a smart move.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Saved a lot
You
of cap too.
you got a team friendly deal. Yeah.
Saved a lot of cap.
His market value was 6. We talked about a week ago. He signed for 7. So pennies on the dollar in terms of millions. The tight end position, very deep. I think this is the year to draft the tight end. I said that last year. Harold Fannin was the guy. He had a phenomenal year. I thought he was in a range where we could have drafted, but we didn't. Everyone's talking about Kenyon Sadiq. Mark Bird has been talking about him for 2 years now. 2 years, and here we are. Eli Stowers, second-round grade out of Vanderbilt. Max Clare out of Ohio State, second-round grade by Dane Brugler. Justin Jolie, interviewed him at the Senior Bowl. NC State, third-round grade. Michael Trigg from Baylor, third-round grade. I'll put it up to you guys. I know it's sexy. Ev, you start. Are you in on Kenyon Sadiq if he landed in laps and he was on the board, or are you strictly other position?
I mean, it's been hyped up the way that he performed in the combine, and just his overall production. He seems like the real deal. If Kenyon Sadiq gets gas masked, a la who was it? Laramie Tunsil. 10 minutes, maybe he falls to us. I just don't see it happening. But if he falls there, hell yeah, take him. And if you got a video of him, drop it.
Armstrong, Kincaid, you guys in on Sadiq?
I mean, it's unreachable, bro. Unless you're trading up, and I don't see the reason to trade up for Sadiq for a first round pick, and we just signed Goddard. Unless you're gonna, like I said, unless you want to develop a tight end, you go at least in the third, fourth round. I'm fine with that because that future tight end is going to be for the future, right? But I just don't see Sadiq being there past 13. He's out of there.
Yeah.
Prime,
I want nothing to do with Sadiq. I want nothing to do with Sadiq.
So I mean, I don't think Sadiq's going to be there regardless if we wanted to have anything to do with him or not. So I'm actually still, hoping that they are considering Njoku.
Oh, you got a Njoku fan club, also Miami Hurricane fan club. I still, Dub G says, I still want us to pick up Njoku, but unfortunately, we resigned Camp Lacatera again for some reason.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Whoa.
Wait. You told your son to get out of here?
No, I was telling my son to get
No,
out of
he
here.
was telling the guy to get out of here.
Oh, okay. I was like, yo.
Can't disrespect.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not saying he's not on our list, like, but I feel like after bringing back.
Let me just ask you guys a question. Haven't we collectively, as a fan base, been asking for Lane Johnson's replacement for the past 2 years with all this? And now because the Madden player popped up, we want to make a ridiculous pick, which we haven't done over the past 4 years. I'm not in on him. Is he that good? Yes, he's that good. But we want a replacement for Lane, probably his last season. We want to focus on the trenches. I don't want to pick up the flashy Madden player. Just my personal opinion. Not saying he's not top notch. Not saying he couldn't be great, but we've always won games or gone to the Super Bowl or gone deep in the playoff runs is because of our trenches. So that's just my kind of touch on it.
Oh, you jumped.
So we haven't hit that position yet, but you're saying this is what you want in this first round as an offensive lineman.
Correct. We were coming up on the next, but the Sadiq stuff, like he's flashy. He's really good. There's no argument.
The only thing that I definitely agree on is this is definitely the year to find Lane's replacement. Okay,
most
because I only see about maybe 2 or 3 games for sure that he might play. So we got to find that person fast. Yeah.
Listen, I agree with y'all.
Oh,
I'm simply being devil's advocate here. Do we not also need to find Goddard's replacement? I mean, this is probably near his last year too. I'm not saying replacing Lane isn't more important. I'm simply saying we also need to look beyond Goddard. That's all.
Oh yeah, but that position we can go with a third, second round. Eli Showers from Vanderbilt,
or you could get a flashy Madden player.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
But if you look at the graphic on the screen, for those who are listening, can't see the screen. It's a graphic of our tight ends. So Dallas, Goddard, Grant Calcaterra, Johnny Munt, who will be our black and tight end, all on one year deals. When I was interviewing the tight ends down at the Senior Bowl, I made mention to them. I said, everybody's on a 1 year deal. I said, well, at the time we had no one signed. So I said, we don't have tight ends in Philly. And they were like, their eyes lit up. They're like, really? So fast forward.
What a coincidence, though. You signed 3 in 1 week.
We're definitely not keeping all 6. We're definitely not keeping all 6 either.
No, but to go to Kincaid's point, the value of what you would still have to do to try and acquire that top tight end versus what we know we need to build with our capital, whether move back or grab other players. I don't see it being realistic. Is it flashy? Is it nice? Yeah, but it's not the way we've done things over the past few seasons, and it's worked out pretty well for the most part.
And let's be honest, this is the last time we drafted tight end in the first round. We'll keep on saying it's a damn podcast, right? But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm not going to base off of the whole 88 thing. Like, Howie's done changed the game in the past couple of years on what we wanted, what we haven't done in a long time. And it's just like, you don't know what to expect from Howie. But just when it comes to the tight end position, I agree, especially like what you said, we could find that talent. a little bit later. We need to focus on something else right now in the first
Sure.
maybe first two rounds. And that's why I still stick to the fact that we can still maybe give a little bit slight attention to Njoku, go grab him, get a tight end in the later rounds that we could go ahead and develop, because now you have two veteran tight ends on this squad that you could go ahead and learn from.
But look what Sean Mannion did with the Packers when they had Luke Hargrave, Musgrave. Is it Musgrave? And what's the other tight end that they have?
Musgrave and Tucker Kraft.
And Tucker Kraft, like he ran the 2 tight end set a lot. So I think you're absolutely right, Primo. I think it is imperative for them to look at another tight end. But in the draft, I don't think so. I think if they do look for in the draft, down second, third, this is a deep tight end draft. Like you can pick one, but not in the first round.
Different types too.
Like,
different types. I mean, Eli Stowers is the guy who's getting. I mean, Eli Stowers also had an interview at the Combine with the Eagles. Justin Joly had a meeting with the Eagles as well. Jack Endries, tight end from Texas, had an interview with the Eagles. So the Eagles are on that kick, and the Eagles do draft.
Only tight end you currently have is Goddard, who is aged and injury prone.
And with all those names that you just mentioned, Gail, where do they fall at?
They all fall where I feel like is the spot where you actually need to focus on tight ends. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we were interviewing those guys at the Senior Bowl, was because I felt like they all felt in the window. Roushey from Stanford, either 4th round or 3rd round. Jolie,
right.
3rd round and 4th round.
Yeah.
Stowers the only guy that's getting like a 2nd round grade. And I feel like, Sadiq, I just feel it's too. If Mark Bird, resident Oregonian, is yelling offensive line in the comments, I have to go with Mark Bird. Because he's been screaming for 2 years. But after we got, and I'm this is where we're at. We're like, this is like we're on a run here. We're in a window.
Doesn't that those two names side by side on each side of the line, like doesn't that sound sexy? Njoku and Goddard, like that don't sound. Come on.
Oh, Njoku's what's he gonna cost you though?
I mean, right now, 1 year. 1 year, he's at a 10 mil. His numbers are at 10 mil. 1 year.
His market value right now.
You just got Goddard. You just got Goddard in his 9th year for your team on a team-friendly deal, and you're going to come and give Njoku $10 million off the street?
Oh, he's younger than him. He's a little bit. That's not Dallas. No, I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm calling it out there. Dallas has played 1 solid year in the past 5 years. 1 solid year, and that year was last year. Are we going to get the same this year? Honestly, that's not in the back. That's definitely on the back of my mind. I'm not going to speak for the rest of y'all, but that is definitely in the back of my mind. If that man came and gave us all he had last year, are we going to get the same this year? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see
as soon as you put ink
paper. Go ahead. Okay. No, I said as soon as you get ink to paper. Go ahead.
I do like the sneaky signing of Jaheim Bell and Latu. But they're more of like the fullback position / type of tight end. So you can go ahead and put those guys on the field and create something. I've never. And all right, I don't want to go off track, but I want to say something. Jalen has been on his little tour for his book, right? I've never seen this man excited. Not really, since Super Bowl. But I've seen some like lightness in him ever since we got Mannion. Like he's like, oh, he's amazing. I'm like, what? You don't talk like that. So it just seems like, man, like this dude's got a lot of bag. He got a bag of tricks, and he's gonna pull them all out once the offense is assembled. So yeah, adding a tight end is definitely imperative, I think.
And I want to be clear. I see Will /L5YPs. Like, you're right. If AJ's on the squad, all this is irrelevant. But I'm just keeping again. I'm gonna go back to if you didn't hear me earlier. I'm coming to this bitch with an open mind, man. Like AJ is out there to be taken by somebody, and how he's gonna go ahead and be willing to deal the cards, man. Whatever it's gonna go ahead and take. So this is me putting the plan together. If AJ was to go ahead and go, so that's the reason why we're talking about this. But you're right. If AJ's here, oh, we're talking a whole another plan, you know what I mean? So you're right. It's not worth going out and spending money on two big tight ends like that when the ball is going to be mainly thrown to wide receivers. You're absolutely right. That's why we can afford to only hold on to one and utilize the other couple ones for blockage or, fill-ins here and there. So, but I just want to be clear about that. But right now, yeah, I'm talking like AJ will not be an Eagle by the time the season starts.
Well, currently he's here. So for tonight, we're acting
right.
like he's here.
You're right.
Will says, is Jolie a good blocker? It's something I talked to him about. He said he's working on that, taking his blocker to the next level. There's a lot of tight ends whose Stour is not a good blocker. Sam Roush is a good blocker, which is why I talked to him. He's getting a lot of rave reviews for his blocking. Sadiq isn't the almighty blocker either, but
I thought the kid was a Madden guy.
Madden
playmaker.
Great, creative
in the slot, not on the line.
You got to keep on hitting that B button.
I mean, I just want to be clear. I agree, and I think you guys all agree. Tight end is a requirement this season. It's 100%. But then at that point, that's where I question it. If we're talking in the second round, like, because this was a great offensive defense, still is, but like where he's pushed to the second and we're having this conversation, it's a no-brainer to make a small move like that. But for the value at where he's at, that's my complaint, is people saying to move up because you're trading draft picks at that point. And I just don't see it being realistic. That's my biggest bugaboo. But to Gail's point, third, fourth, fifth round, there's guys there we can add onto our team. And guys are bringing up generational tight ends in the chat. And I'm with you 100%. But if you look at your Kelseys, you look at your Kraft that you brought up, none of those were first-round picks. Not a single one of them. We're going third, fourth, and fifth. That's where all those guys were picked up. So that's where I was kind of leading to for the top 100 that we're having discussion on.
Kelsey, third round. Kittle's fifth round. Isaiah Likely, fifth round. Dallas Goedert, second round. There's like this. I was watching this thing about tight ends that are drafted in the first round. If you usually you draft a tight end in the first round, they said you're usually drafting a tight end for someone else. Because by the time they hit their fourth year window, it takes a time to progress, and then other teams offer more money for your tight end that you drafted.
Yeah,
which is
Jeremy Shockey.
Oh, still getting over him running over Dawkins in the end zone. Really, still. So let's get back to our list as we move right along. Shout out to Daz in the building. I will collectively. We'll leave. Or we'll take Kenyon on the list. Probably gone.
Yeah.
Probably gone by the time it gets to us.
Eli
Stowers.
Stowers isn't a good blocker, so you said he's not a great blocker, though, right?
Nah, he's not the best blocker. Max Clare is your he's a solid tight end. He's I'm not gonna say you can say he's a jack of all trades. He didn't get the target share that he would have if he didn't transfer from Purdue to Ohio State. Ohio State's a lot of mouths to feed. So I think if he stayed at Purdue, he would have got more targets. But Justin Jolie transferred from UConn to NC State. He's a solid target. But this is Dane Brugler's list. So we have Michael Trigg from Baylor. He's got some fancy grabs. I don't know if the route tree is there. Is he a willing blocker? I think so, but I think he's not. He's got some. I'm not going to say he's a willing blocker, but I think he needs to pay more effort there. But also a very athletic tight end. I think he's pretty interesting. So we're gonna keep those guys there, and here move right along to the offensive tackle position, where he's got 9 players with in the top 100. Okay, Spencer Fano probably will be gone by the time we draft. Francis Woga.
You don't even got to learn how to say it because he's gonna be gone.
He gonna be
Logan.
gone. Caden Proctor is number 17 on his list. He will be a first-round
Probably gonna
pick.
be
I do think Proctor and Monroe Freeling and Caleb Lomu or Blake Miller, I think could potentially be in an area where we're drafting. Like if either one falls, if Caden falls or Blake Miller's juice builds, I think that's where our window for the first round is. Hanachor had a good Senior Bowl second rounder. Caleb Tiernan from Northwestern, he's got a second round grade, and then Austin Barber from Florida got a third round grade. So all these collectively,
There's 3 guys that you mentioned after Moyagoa, being Proctor, Freeling, and Lomo, all tremendous size. I think 6'7", 6'7", and 6'6", respectively.
Proctor 6'7", 360.
Huge bodies.
Monroe Freeling 367, 315. Lomu 6'6", 305. Blake Miller 6'6", 315. Hanashore 6'6", 330. Caleb Theron is 6'7", 320. 6'7", 6'7". Austin Barber 6'6", 314. So we'll leave those guys on the board.
Yeah.
This is like there's a lot of meat on this bone right here, and for a team that's desperate, has been desperate to draft Lane's replacement, you've got options here, man. So if Howie has a guy that he really likes outside of Proctor, Freeling, Lomu, and Miller, I mean, that's the only way I really see them going. Other than something other than offensive tackle.
Oh, moving right into the interior offensive line. I can ask you guys where the Eagles fell apart last year in its offensive line, interior, offensive tackle.
Yep.
Vega Ione from Penn State. I feel like if he falls anywhere close, I think the Eagles could be interested.
Yep.
So he's a green on my list. I know he's at 13, but I do feel like the Eagles would move up if he got close. You know, Big Dom's a big Penn State guy. He's got all the intel on Penn State. I feel like he's a guy that could start right away over Steen. Steen becomes your Toth, and he's the next. But
yeah,
Brugler has Chase Besantis, Texas A&M, second round. Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon, third round, and Jalen Farmer, Kentucky, third round. Jennings Dunker from Iowa, he's got a third round grade on him. I think he might be in the second. Armstrong's
there's been some
mouth
love
is
for him
watering
in this chat.
Yeah. Billy Schroth from Notre Dame, third round, and Cage Casey, who we also interviewed down at the Senior Bowl. You can check it out on YouTube. Boise State, third round. Anybody got anything on these guys or want to say anything before we move on? Our guard play, our left guard just took his contract down a year. Our right guard has one more year on his deal at $4 million. Our center down in Columbia getting stem cells and BBLs.
Could you see Howie taking a page out of his own book a couple years ago? You know how he went cornerback. Could you see a tackle guard first 2 rounds? I know as the old cliche, it's not sexy, but you really gotta get some guys back in the stable here, man. I wouldn't really be opposed to an offensive tackle and guard in the first 2 rounds.
Do you think he makes that move because of the fact that we don't have Stoutland anymore?
I think you got to give yourself as much ammo as possible. You know, you got to give yourself. You don't want to be without Stoutland, and then also you end up losing Elaine Johnson, which is very likely considering his age and health status. You know what I mean? So you want some sort of stable piece in there.
See, one of my big takeaways is once you get past that second round grade on a lot of these guys, a lot of them are projects. A lot of them aren't your day one starters. We're not going to throw them right into the mix. So could we get these guys with top 100 picks? Yes, but do I see it being the second? No, because we do. We have, 2 third-rounders? So to Evan's point, we could be making a splash in that position, but with the depth at some other positions that we'll talk about in a few minutes, I think, to your point from earlier, whatever he has circled as his best player on the board at that point, whether it be defensive edge or, which we'll get to, or that top tier offensive lineman, that could be one of those 3 or 4 names on those tackles that we talked about. He could scoop them up because there's a dramatic, I don't want to say it's not a drop off. So I'm not saying that, but there's developmental stages on where these linemen are. And there's guys that could be monsters for a year to come, but there's some that are primed and ready out of their system to come out and hit the ground running, to where you get to these third round gate grades. That's where you can see them dip off a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny about the offensive lineman that you're like, yeah, we'll get an offensive line, we'll do what we do. And then you like, Stoutland's not here. Oh, well, damn.
Yeah. It's
we
really
don't
need,
that's why I asked the
every
question.
year.
Do you go out? That's why I asked the question, do you go out there and get the best availables now that are already like great at that position instead of now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the development. I just felt great with, what Stoutland did for a lot of these players. So kind of.
Yeah, I mean, we were spoiled because with Stoutland being here, we were able to go ahead and, get that position at later round. We could afford to get those positions at later rounds to focus on developing them. And it's just like now we don't, not trying to take anything from that person that's filling in those shoes, but we don't, we know he's definitely not a Stoutland. So
it took Jordan Mailata from a rugby player to held his hand all the way through the process, all the way to where he's at. Made him some millions. Speaking of millions, not big millions, but shout out to Underdog. The tournament is back. The upsets are inevitable, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I know the big tournament is back. March Madness is crazy. Does anybody have any hot takes on March Madness? You guys get your bracket ready? Big basketball guys?
Oh, really?
No one?
I love March Madness, so I usually do a deep dive for a little bit here.
Who do you got going to the end? Duke
is the top-notch team this year, and I don't like saying it, but they are very good. Like, it would be an upset for whoever beats them on the way.
Are you a Dookie?
Nope.
Are you a Villanova guy?
I supported Villanova. I wasn't a Villanova guy. I really don't. I mean, since they lost Coach Wright, it's been kind of downhill. It's been rough to watch a little bit. But I like supporting underdogs.
I'm a UConn guy, so shout out to UConn. Ev, I know you're frugal, gang. Staying clear of basketball.
Yeah, he stepped away real quick.
Yeah, that's how much he likes basketball. But make sure you download the app today. Use your promo code Jawn to score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Jawn. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and in New England, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned when you play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. AZ 1-800-NEXT-STEP, 1-800-639-8783, or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Shout out to Underdog, man. Shout out to Underdog, man. Moving right along to this list because we got to get through this and make our selections. So we're gonna leave those guys on the list. That is a lot of those interior guys. Well, all those guys are green. All those guys are green for now. This is gonna help us as we go quickly through that mock draft. The first one of the season on 4th and John. Edge rushers. David Bailey, prime. I know, Reuben Vane Jr. Keldrick Falk. I saw someone in the comments say they were big Falk guys at Auburn. We got another Miami guy for you. We got Messidor out of Miami. Also got a first round grade from Dane Brugler. And then Cassius Howell from Texas A&M, sitting at 29. Those are your top first round graded Dane Brugler prospects. I think you could take these two off the books. I think Falk is anywhere from 15 to mid 20s. I think he's in play. As we go down the list, we have R. Mason from Oklahoma, second round. TJ Parker, second round. Zion Young, second round. Derek Moore, who Tim Armstrong had an interview with. Gabe Yakis from Illinois, second round. Keon Crawford, Auburn, third round. Danny Dennis Sutton for Penn State, third round. We are Tim Armstrong. LT Overton from Alabama, third round. Romello Height from Texas Tech. I'm kind of interested in. Malachi Lawrence for UCF. He has got edge rushers. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 prospects in the top 100. So look at our edge room. Is that telling that where the Eagles might go? We don't have a lot of edge play in here.
Where I think goes back to Evan's point from earlier. I mean, Ev, you're still on mute, but I think that goes to Evan's point on earlier was this is where I'm torn. Like, who's the best player that they have circled? Who's the scout department giving their most feedback? Who gives the most 100%. Input? Because if our top defensive edge is there, but it's your third tackle, do we go? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm really torn on which way this draft's going to go the first two rounds.
And this, you think about the dynamics of both of those positions too. It's like the offensive line and the defensive line, as far as the size of the room, they take up most of your roster. You know what I mean? Between those two rooms, that's the biggest position groups to have. And there's a lot of, especially on the defensive side, there's a lot of rotation that goes into their play, and to have another guy that could come in flying off the edge on a rookie deal, it's tempting. So I don't know. Nolan Smith, who knows what you're going to get out of him. Jalix Hunt seems like he's the real deal. But beyond that, our interior defensive line, I'm not worried about. It's those edges that can really make a difference. I saw something the other day about potentially trading back for Josh Sweat. I don't know if we go that direction, man.
Currently have Jalix Hunt. We got Ebiketie in the house now. Wasn't a big fan of his out of the Senior Bowl. I felt like he got overdrafted in the second round. And first year, second round pick, not to make his second contract. Kind of interesting.
Well, if you think about too, just and if you trust the news that's circulating, Max Crosby was thrown out. The Eagles were really pushing for him. If there's any truth to that, then Howie is pushing for a big edge rusher to come in here and help. Like that is on the top of his mind. So could, if he doesn't get his guy through trade, who knows? It could be a guy that he has circled on this draft board.
Now, which one of these draft picks are you trading for? I know Grenard from the Vikings. You know, they wanted a second, but most likely a third. Which star are you Which star are you trading
for Hassan? You're saying
for Grenard from the Vikings?
From
He's
Grenard.
been rumored.
I mean, obviously, you would want to give up as little as possible, but if you can get Grenard, I think I would give up the 68.
That would be interesting.
You can afford to give up one of those.
Daz is saying 98. Daz just says AJ to Denver for Benito. Hey. Moving right along to the this list, and then we're getting this long-awaited mock draft. Caleb Banks gets a first-round grade. Cade McDonald gets a first-round grade out of Ohio State. Peter Woods, interesting. Clemson, Christian Miller, second-round grade. Got Lee Hunter, second round. Darrell Jackson out of Florida State, second to third round grade. Dominique Orange, Iowa State, third round. Chris McClellan from Missouri, third round. Rayshawn Benny, third round. I think all these guys could potentially be on the board. I was asking someone earlier today, not sure if it was you, Tim, but with the way that Moro Ojomo is playing, Moro Ojomo doesn't get a second contract here, correct?
No. Most likely.
So who is Milton Williams tomorrow? Ojomo.
More
in this
Ojomo
year's
is-
draft.
Yeah.
Are we drafting his replacement this year? Is that like, would you go
Well, then
defense?
we
Do you think this room needs another defensive tackle?
No.
I don't think, especially not in the first day of the draft, that's for sure. I mean, you talk about those two guys you just mentioned. Milton Williams was either a third or fourth, and then
Third.
Ojomo you grabbed in the seventh round.
Seventh.
And so there is value to be found in later rounds. You take a swing on a guy, and this is one of the deepest rooms on the team right now. So I'm not really worried about any of these guys in the top 100 as far as defensive tackles.
So you're in for
I think it's the end edge. I don't think it's interior.
Yep.
You're in for later. So are you willing to cross some of these guys off?
I'm personally
am,
willing to
personally,
cross
I
off
am,
all of
yeah.
the defensive
First.
tackles in the top 100.
I agree.
Put them all.
It'd be
in.
interesting.
Well, because look at all the names you just said on edge that we feel that we have a lack of depth in. Where here we're talking about who's playing out their contract. Like we're thin
also
on
have
guys
to-
just to rotate.
We also have Ty Robinson too.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Like, what's their faith in Ty Robinson now in Nebraska? So we do have, and when you have Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter in there,
New contracts.
so I think, in my opinion, I think we can cross that out. It's never a surprise if, once again, their guy was on the board, but I feel confident that we're not going to go that way.
Damn, I'll say ghost riding the whip on defensive tackles. Noted. We'll see. We'll see. Linebacker, Arvell Reese, number 1 overall prospect. Sonny Styles, number 5. CJ Allen, Georgia. I'm just going to say no linebacker in the first round. I'm knocking all these guys out. Jake Holiday and Jacob Rodriguez. No, I think we're all good. Although we're trying to get him for an interview. Great job at the Senior Bowl.
2 trotters in the linebacker room.
We're keeping him on the board. Okay.
Just not a principle. They're keeping Trotter on the board.
Kyle Lewis, I think he would be, if you get him later, it'd be interesting. 3rd round. Brian Betcher, 3rd round. We can keep these later guys on just for giggles.
But you look at these guys, some of them are borderline
unlikely.
4th. Yeah, some of these are borderline 4th. You know what I mean? You look at where they're getting picked. Like, they have a chance of bouncing.
Cornerback, Mansour Delane, number 7 overall pick for Dane Brugler. Jermon McCoy, 1st round. Avon Terrell, Colton Hood, all 1st round. I don't think we're going corner after getting Tariq Woolen.
Agreed.
Do you think they would be crazy to draft another corner in the 1st round?
In the top 100?
I'll tell you what. I wouldn't also hate it though too. Reek is on a 1-year deal, and you bring someone in here, and you just have
Terrell?
superior depth. I'm not saying in the first round, but I'm talking day 2, day 3, maybe. I get everyone out of the 1st round, but I don't know.
Chris Johnson. Because I'm also talking about
the other one.
I'm talking about impact, not positional value right now, but impact value. Who's going to make a bigger?
Can any of these guys return kicks or punts or anything like that after the 1st round?
I have to look into that. I mean, that's a good thought process, but I'm trying to get rid of my son. That's it. A lot of bigger corners in here though. There are a lot of decent sized corners, but I think you could still draft one for depth. Who works behind? Remember when we drafted Sidney Jones? Sidney Jones.
Yes, we got Russell Douglas that same draft.
He was a second. Wasn't he a 2nd round pick?
2nd round pick.
2nd, yeah. And so we got in the 3rd, I think.
Now safety. Look at our safety room. Caleb Downs is going to be gone. We have Dylan Thieneman. Interesting. We got Emmanuel McNeil Warren. He's getting a lot of love. I think all these guys are on the board.
Yeah.
Are on the board.
McNeil Warren, especially just having that Toledo connection, man, with Quinion. That's an interesting one to me.
All these guys are on the board. Aren't they? They're friends. They all in the group chat. They talk to them all the time. So look at our safety room. Andre Sam, Sidney Brown, and McCooper. That's what we're working with. Okay.
Why are we still mentioning Sidney Brown?
Only because he's still under contract.
Yeah, if Thiemann fell to the 2nd round, I'm like, ooh, hey. A lot of Cowboys fans are talking about their love of Thiemann. Pete Nathan in here.
Yeah.
Thiemann, exciting Mike's part 2.0. I'm here for it. So that's our list here. We went through it. We tried to talk you guys through this.
No kickers in the top 100?
No.
Stop.
No Janikowskis this year.
we're gonna go ahead and bring up the mock draft machine. I think it's time. Evan or
You
guys, I'm gonna need you to talk us through this process.
Let's do it. Run
I
this
just gotta
thing.
I gotta get my
Let's run.
charger before my computer dies. So I'll be
All
back in
right.
30 seconds.
So I guess one thing we can establish while Gail is gone is are we going to do the whole? I think we should kind of run through this draft. No trades on this inaugural,
Quickly,
you know what
I
mean?
totally agree. First draft,
No
first mock
trades.
draft, first
Agree.
mock draft. Let's just get through it.
Take the picks you got, and let's see how the chips fall.
I mean,
Okay.
with the
So
way,
as soon as
with
that
the
man,
way,
as soon as that man comes back to that seat, we all stay to the agreement to this, right?
I agree. No trades.
All right. Don't break
Yeah,
character.
we're not trading, Gil.
We're not
No
trading. We're
trades.
just going straight.
No
we're going
trades.
straight through this thing.
Okay.
No trades.
No trades, huh?
Not for the
We
first one.
even got
First,
Pete
no
Nathan.
trades.
Pete Nathan's blessed.
Pete, I know
You-
Nathan.
You were
So
right.
let's go.
You were right. How you pronounced it, Pete? Pete nothing.
Pete, I know nothing.
Will says Gail overriding everyone again this year a bunch. Hey, that's how we get Quinyons around here. Okay.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I do override. That is factual.
This will be my first one. I want to see who falls to us. I want to see who's there. Who the mock drafts are saying who's there.
Yeah. Who's
Okay,
gonna?
we're gonna start this mock draft. If I can just find it. If you know me, you know that I have 47 windows open right now.
I can vouch. I've seen it. Made my brain hurt. Still makes me. I've woken up having nightmares about it.
I mean, what is there such thing as too many windows open?
Yeah, it's on your computer.
You got
it.
All right. We're gonna start the
While
pick.
we're waiting for Gail. Okay,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you guys know which teams have had the most number one overall picks in the history of the NFL? Two teams.
The
tied.
Browns,
7.
The
Browns
Lions.
and Raiders, Jets,
You wouldn't really suspect it. No.
Really?
Saints.
Yeah. No. The Colts and the Rams both have had
Really?
the first overall pick, the most. The Ravens, the Seahawks, and the Broncos are the only teams that have never had the first overall pick. Sorry, go ahead.
Flex.
Let's go.
It's flex. All right, we're gonna start the draft immediately off the board. Fernando Mendoza. We're gonna talk you through this after they get to the picks. But any shockers that went off the board? Let's see. Ruben Bain went off early. Let's see. Francis Mwaga. Ruben Bain went to the Cardinals. Jeremiah Love went second to the Jets. Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders. Arbel Reese to the Titans. David Bailey to the Giants. Sonny Styles to the Browns. Francis Mwaga to Washington, probably destroying his last name. Sorry. Caleb Downs to the Saints. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, to the Chiefs. Spencer Fano to the Bengals at 10. Mansour Delane to Miami. Dylan Thieneman to the Cowboys. Makai Lemon to LA. Jermon McCoy, cornerback, Ravens. Akeem Mesidor, edge from Miami to the Bucks. Kenyon Sadiq to the Jets, y'all. 16. CJ Allen to the linebacker out of Georgia to Lions. Monroe Freeling to the Vikings. Manuel McNeil Warren, safety to the Panthers. That's 2 safeties off the board. Look at our safety room. Avion Terrell, cornerback to the Cowboys. Clemson. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver to the Steelers. Ione He actually makes it to the 22nd pick right before us. Potential move up? Maybe. So here we sit at number 23. We have Keldrick Falk, edge, Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver, Indiana, Blake Miller, tackle, Clemson, Cassius Howell,
I mean, these are all
edge,
guys we love.
Caden Proctor, tackle.
I don't know what you guys say, but I'm leaning Proctor. Nice Alabama tackle to replace Lane. I'm all in on that, man.
If we're following the
list that we just talked about,
the Brugler list, I'm gonna get his top 100 up there so we can see it. So, according to his list, we would go Keldrick Falk here, but Caden Proctor's at 17. Close enough for us to be okay. We can go either way. So, other two,
here. We've been
Proctor or Keldrick Falk. Let's make a decision here.
I'll go with Proctor.
John says Proctor's too slow.
I go with Falk.
Daz says Falk, no brainer.
What's Mr. 1.5 votes gonna say?
Chris says Miller all day. This is Falk then Dunker. I mean, what the Falk?
A lot of people like a Miller
F-U-L-K.
over Proctor, but I mean, it's Alabama.
I mean,
Let's just say he's going with best available.
there's a lot of Millers in here. But if we're going with Brugler as our guide, he says Proctor. Or what the Falk?
I gave my vote Falk.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Proctor fan.
So when do we draft this potential?
Next. I didn't think Falk would fall here. I'm kind of surprised by some of the other ones. So I would go.
You didn't like
Falk
his
here.
Proctor exam?
I didn't. Not the biggest fan. I mean, he's a big guy. He's a monster, but he got beat a couple times. Personal preference. Personal eye test.
What about Miller?
I like Miller. I just think that if Falk's there, but I think Falk personally trumps Miller and Proctor for me.
We need edge. Sticking to Brugler's board, Falk is higher. You guys good with Falk?
Sure. That's fine.
And we're sticking to the list here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Someone.
Flip a coin. Ask Siri to flip a coin.
Falk, it is. We got our edge. I mean, our room is depleted. Ooh wee. Okay, now we're sitting our second pick.
You got Jennings right there.
Hey,
I'm not going to vote here. I'm going to stay out and let you guys decide.
Hey, now, notable names that might have went off the board that we might be thinking about. The wide receivers, Denzel Boston and Concepcion moved into the second round. Pregnon, interior offensive lineman, off the board. Caleb Lomu, tackle, off the board. Caleb Banks, DT. Zion Young, edge. Colton Hood went in the second round, cornerback. Johannichor went late at 32 first. Peter Woods, Christian Miller. Proctor went right after we selected. Blake Miller went off the board. So Jennings Dunker is on the board. Right tackle with guard versatility.
Mhm.
If we stick to our guns, or do we wait for tight end later and get that offensive lineman?
I think you get Dunker personally.
Okay, we're gonna dunk on him. Did the people in the chat, are they hating?
No, they're for it.
Okay, Dunker it is. Dunker it is. We're sitting at the third round, pick number 68. We have Skylar Bell, wide receiver. Caleb Turner, a tackle. Okay. Antonio Williams, Mike Washington Jr., Dominique Orange, Elijah Surratt is also on the board. Keelan Rutledge, guard. Max Clare, tight end.
Claire's interesting.
What does the chat say?
Roush.
We still don't have 98 too. So, but is there anybody up here? There's a tackle on the board. Caleb Tiernan.
Didn't we just take Dunker?
We took Dunker, yeah.
Well, he's more of a guard.
He's
versatile.
Okay. He's versatile. I said he could start at. This is
Elijah Surratt.
Elijah Surratt has a big upside. I mean, but you could take your tackle here. You know what I mean? To whoever wrote it in the comment, I think it was actually Pete Nathan, but Tiernan is a good value here. But at the same time, it's up to you guys. Do you think we go tight end here?
I mean,
what's the tight end filter?
I'm not opposed to
I don't see a tight end. Yeah,
it's because these other guys have higher. Because that's so the higher grade on the guys we're looking right now are most likely late third, early fourth. So you look at the ADP; those guys could be a bit later. That's why when you go down, you saw what's his name, Max Clare down there. Sure, if you go a little bit lower, you're going to see some other tight ends pop in.
We still could get a tight end at 98 too. In the third.
Yeah, get Tiernan, and then see if one of those tight ends fall.
Okay, let's go. We're grabbing a tackle. We're paying attention to the trenches.
We're going trenches.
Yeah. I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for it.
Curious to see what tight ends the mock has here.
Okay, tight ends on the board, whereas we're sitting at 98. Michael Trigg. Ooh, let's see. Let's see tight ends.
You got to roll back up, scroll back up, and then drop down.
We have Michael Trigg, Justin Jolie, Jack Endries. Two tight ends on the board that the Eagles have met with already. Justin Jolie and Jack Endries.
I would take Jolie here.
Well, do you think they could be there for the next pick?
We don't pick. We don't pick for a while. That's a good question.
Yeah. If we're going off for our interview with Justin Jolie,
you like him?
Yeah, I do like him.
Great kid.
Go with Jolie.
But Michael Trigg is got a higher grade, but
it's not that big of a difference between those two.
Okay, Justin Jolie it is.
Curious to see who's here.
Moving on to pick 122.
Oh, Cage Casey fell that far.
Cage Casey.
Interesting. What about if we filter on Tyreek Saps there too?
What
about safety?
We allow. Oh shit! I forgot about safety, dude. If we allow Prime to take over the control, he just might select Carson back.
Going to draft Carson back this early?
How about
Prime doesn't have any heartstrings on there. That was a 1 year thing.
Oh yeah.
How about Jalen Kilgore.
Jalen Kilgore could be interesting. What if you filter on safeties? So you got to roll back up and do the drop down again. Yep.
I say
There's that kid that was shocking everybody at Texas.
Taff.
Senior Bowl.
Michael Taff.
Taff was, yeah.
They got Jalen Stroman, Cole Wisniewski, Bishop Fisher. I say go Kilgore.
I'm not opposed to that. Kilgore's a good pick.
Jalen Kilgore. Moving right along to the fourth
Carson
round.
Beck's still there.
Hey,
Pick
man.
136.
Quarterback factory.
You guys, any interest in bringing a running back to compete with the back end?
The fourth?
Yeah, for sure.
The fourth round. Emmett Johnson. He's the third-rated running back on Brugler's board. Nicholas Singleton is on the board. A Penn State running back who I feel like it's got some juice.
That he does.
Okay.
I was watching some Singleton runs. Who did have a bone fracture. Nadame Tucker, edge.
There's your guy. There's your guy. I mean, he's only 29 years old, but it's cool.
26. 26 in the Tybo class.
he's floated a little bit.
Anyone
But he's a good dude. He's awesome.
Anyone in the chat have anything to say?
We got Perk saying Singleton. We got Days Deal saying Singleton.
Okay,
Did the Eagles meet with Singleton?
Got
They
some love
did.
for Singleton.
I mean, he's got some juice.
What was the injury
I mean,
that he had?
he
Yeah.
he got hurt after the Senior Bowl. He had a little fracture. But I'd be open. I mean, this is pretty much
He broke a lot of Penn State records. Let's say that.
okay. Let's draft him.
Mhm.
We got your running back. But
All-time
you
leading
do-
rusher, TD rusher in Penn State history.
Nadame Tucker, man.
He beat Saquon?
Yeah, for total TDs, yeah.
Gotcha.
Pick number 178. We're on the clock. Our needs are wide receiver, tackle, edge, and safety. Kalen Black is still on the board here.
We just went halfback. No, sir.
I know.
What about wide receiver?
Did we get a wide receiver yet?
No, we didn't.
Oof. That's a big mess.
Mm.
Oh, there he is. There he is. The man from John Carroll, D3, took over the Senior Bowl.
Shock 'em all.
Never heard
Dude,
of
that would be hilarious.
John
Oh,
Carroll.
dude, nobody did. And the kid lit it up. I'm not saying
Go
go,
for it.
but if you want to, yeah, go for it. That would be great.
Check out our interview with Tyron Montgomery. Basketball player turned football player.
Didn't play football in high school, only basketball.
But went down
It's
to
usually the
Senior
other
Bowl.
way around.
Yep.
We're gonna get killed for not drafting a wide receiver.
Well, I think Thiem and what's his name, not taking a safety in the third was not the best look either.
But we had a tackle on the board. So we got an A for Kedrick
Ayo.
Fault, B plus for
for
Jennings Dunker in the second round out of Iowa. He's a guard out of Iowa. Caleb Tiernan, tackle out of Northwestern. We got an A. Justin Jolie got a D minus.
Ooh.
Tight end for North Carolina State.
Mm.
Jalen Kilgore, we got a C plus. He's actually he can play safety. Nicholas Singleton, we got a C. Woo wee.
Tyron Montgomery got the respected D. I wasn't surprised by that.
Yeah.
Interesting. How come they don't have our 6th round pick on there?
Do we have a
You
six
notice
round?
that? We do.
We're supposed to.
Yeah. Got a B plus overall though. Not bad for
Okay.
the first mock draft.
Yeah,
All right,
definitely,
so
definitely
don't
missing on
take
wide
Justin
receiver and
Jolie.
safety,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Tiernan next time should. I mean, even though we got an A on there, I think safety would have been a bigger pickup there at third round.
Yeah.
But overall, not bad for the first one. I was curious to see where guys fell. Some guys shocked me that the computer has them going earlier, but overall, interesting.
Dad says best mock I've seen here so far. First mock
one.
draft.
Also, it's the
His
worst
first one. I don't know if I'm sure he met with the Eagles at the combine. I mean at the Senior Bowl. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I loved it. Unfortunately, I got to skedaddle, so
yeah, I gotta get out at 8:15.
Well, so do I. But appreciate you guys for sticking around in the comments and enjoying the draft exercise. Obviously, it's the first of draft season. It's going to be many more. Obviously, we're not working for the Eagles, so this is just a test. Okay, one day. But
This is actually Gail's film, To Be a Scout. This is what the film you're showing the Eagles to be like, yo, this is my work. I predicted.
like he got a D for Jolie. What are we doing?
He's not submitting that.
But shout out to Bud Light for holding us down all these years. We appreciate you guys for repping like you always do. Shout out to Red Bull for giving the tailgate wings per usual. Shout out to Savelli's Pizza for giving Evan Hollywood the steak between
You
the steak underneath his wings. Shout out to Crooked T, not only a player but a sponsor. And shout out to Eddie and the gang. Francello's is where you need to go to get that pizza. But thanks again for you guys sticking around. Last word goes to Tim Armstrong. People get
This
at
is
it. Last word.
the first of a few, so mistakes will be made, but pay attention to the senior days that are still happening. Draft is a little over a month away. Shout out to everybody's family. I haven't seen everybody in a while. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a minute. Not having football makes things a little different, but we'll keep linking up here and go Birds.
Primo, last word.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to my oldest who turns 25 tomorrow.
No way.
Yeah, happy birthday. That's right. To those that don't know, my firstborn is 25 years old. Yeah. So many blessings to her. We're going to be celebrating her birthday this weekend coming up, and a special shout out to my goddaughter who turned 15 yesterday on the 13th. God bless her. Took her out to dinner last night with the family. She had a great time. So yeah, I mean, this month and next month, actually the next 3 months are some very interesting birthday months for my kids and my family members. So starting it off right there on a good note, and hope she enjoys herself, and many more years to come, baby. Love you, and enjoy yourself.
I mean, you saying that she turned 25 makes me feel old. I don't know. I'm like, because I remember when we first met. I mean, she was 25, dog.
25, man.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Philly Frank says, "How crazy is a prime of 60?" Last word, Ev.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday, of course. But also just want to I'm looking forward to this draft coverage, man. Looking forward to learning these names a little bit more. I'm a little bit rusty on but I gotta go through Brugler's list. Hopefully the Beast drops soon. I love looking through that. And I'm not upset with going trench heavy like how we did in this initial draft. I know that we missed on some holes here, but I have been pounding the table to go and fix this offensive line. So not completely upset with it. Look forward to seeing more drafts and go Birds.
Once again, shout out to the people in the comments giving us some juice during this mock draft. I thought it was a fun assignment, a little long, but it's draft season. Again, shout out to you guys as well as part of the draft team. Prime, we're gonna get you Concepcion in the second round, maybe. But we'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, it's fly, Eagles, fly.
Birds.